there. Welcome to my barn crib. My name's Sean. Why don't you come check it out? Hey, guess what? 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 I think I'm done for now. There's a couple more things I want to do, but for now, we're done. We are done cleaning up the corner of the barn, creating some work area, and getting organized. You want to look at it? Do you want to check it out? You want to come see? Well, come on, let's go. For you wondering, or curious, here is old wagon, still sitting here. Nope, I haven't done anything with it all winter long. I got to right there, trying to figure out the motor mount, and I stopped. And, here it is. Alright, yep, got lots of stuff going on up there. Most of it goes, in here, but it's up there now because it goes down here, and then some of it is it's like there, and then I got a bunch of stuff that you can't see behind there that goes here, but we'll get there maybe this fall. So anyway, here we go. We walk past the corner of Shaggy. It's a tight squeeze, but I manage. And right here I'm greeted with paints and oils and cleaners, and that's gas, that's not Diet Coke, and more stuff, and then more liquidy stuff, oils and windshield washer fluid, and an empty Maxwell House can. I gotta do something with the lids and that. And then we move to my new favorite spot out here, a little workbench where I can finally work on things like models. I started I don't know, 2-3 years ago. I'm picking them back up, and I can see all my parts for the wagon and the Galaxy and the Cougar and other stuff that I've been picking up at estate sales lately, because parts are getting hard to find for anything old. So if it's still new in the box, it's coming home. I got all sorts of spark plugs, like all of them, and then all of them, and then I got some filters and some headlights and doodads and more spark plugs. Yep, and then I got points and condensers in here in the top shelf right here. It's got all that stuff on top of it, and then there's not much in here. I'm really using this drawer a lot, and that drawer, and then, this is, I really haven't figured out, although I am putting all my taps and dies here that I pick up randomly at estate sales. And, I haven't really figured out this section. And then look at that, tucked in over here. Yeah, look at that. Bins and stuff. Look at all those bearings right here. Look at all the bearings. Lots of bearings. I actually used a couple of them. And, and then, look, I don't know what those are, but I got them. And then cut nails. If you need cut nails, I got a couple. And, lights and I cleaned up that light. That's pretty cool. And then this is a new addition. I got the old man can't see 5000. Yep. Look at that. Oh yeah, I can see everything now. Yep. Already used it. It is awesome. And then oh, I picked this up yesterday at a state sale. Yeah. Look at that. Little old, like, it was meant to go there. And it is awesome. And I've already used it. Only had it one day. I already used it. Yep. And then the neighbor was throwing that out. I put that there. It's got junk in it. So we won't look in it. We'll just pretend that it's very organized. It's not. But we will pretend. And then, yeah, look at over here. I got totes of parts that are mostly Cougar parts. Like this one has pistons and other doodads for 460. Some interior parts for the Cougar. That one, I believe, is all interior parts for the Cougar. This one is the wagon. It's a wagon stuff. And that's more Cougar stuff. And that's more Cougar stuff. And that one's more Cougar stuff. Yep. And I started this. I found these cute, these awesome little brackets. I gotta get more dowel rod, but that'll be a shelf for stuff. And right now it's a coat rack or hat rack. And then up there, that's all Cougar stuff. And all the stuff that's behind that, that's all Cougar stuff. And then you look over here, most of that is Cougar stuff. Like this part over here, that's more interior stuff for the Cougar. And then, you know, big block Ford stuff. And then, you know, I even did some decorating. Yep, and I hung that up, found that a couple weeks ago. That's already been way handy. And then that's for the Cougar. It looks kind of rough. I think I'm going to get a kit for it, and I'm going to rebuild it. And then that's one big block. That's a 460. That's one of three that I have. And then I got a motorcycle, basically wiring harness, shifter for 4-speed. And here's my chair that doubles as a ladder. And I gotta go through that. We'll just ignore that. And look, I even found a place to hang my axe. And I even got some decorations up. Yeah, that's fun. And then we come over to here. And we got you know, more stores. I got some shocks. Those are for the Cougar. That's all random stuff. And that's my Holly box. All my stuff for Holly. And that's nails. And then brake fluid and grease and some polish. And then some older stuff, you know, like that and that and that and that and that. Because it looks pretty. And then, you know, oils and DW40 and glass cleaner and parts, mostly for vehicles I don't have anymore. And then like all of that is Cougar stuff, and then that's just random stuff. And then ignore all that. That's you know, don't worry about it. And then the dry shaft for the Cougar. Yep. And then this is a work in progress, so just it doesn't exist. And then, you know, I got a radio, and then I hung this cabinet back up, and then in here is Carburetor City. Yeah, all my carburetors. Big ones, small ones, single ones, ones with gas tanks. Let me see, I got 3 Holleys, a Motorcraft, an Autolite, 2 auto lights, and then some Briggs and Stratton and, you know, stuff. They're now all at least in one spot where I can get to them. So yeah, finally got it cleaned up. And like the spot is whole usable now. And like I can work on this side of the car now. So for that back corner, just I'm working on that later. Just don't look at it. Don't. See. Look, I can work on this entire side of the car now. I couldn't do that before because it was just full of stuff. And now I can. I mean, it's not perfect. I still got the, you know, like, let me zoom in. I gotta find a spot for that. I don't know where that's going yet. Need to find a home for it. I was hoping to have a spot up here, up top, but I'm out of room. So I gotta find a room for that. And then maybe I could fix it, because I broke it. But maybe I could fix it. So, but yeah, this is great. That little spot. Work on models. Gonna be working on a tape deck. I got a little, you know, hospital side table little thing. I'm gonna put new wheels on it. Well, I'm gonna put a different set of wheels on it. I'll wheel that over here so I can actually use it instead of it just being shoved into a corner. Yeah, it's gonna be great. I picked up a tape deck. I finally got belts for it, so I put the belts on it. It's gonna be awesome. I put that right on put it right on there and work on it. Yeah. And then because it'll actually have wheels that work on it, I can just wheel it out of the way and pile more stuff on it. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, so I don't know, I guess for now I'm kind of done. I got other things I gotta do. Oh, isn't that just amazing? Yeah. Yeah, we can't drive the wagon with all that stuff on it. I mean, we could try. We could try. Not going to get very far. Yeah, so thank you for joining me today on what was it? MTV Cribs, but this is the Barn Edition. Welcome to Fultonville Cribs, the Barn Edition. Yeah, and I pimped my barn. Well, one corner of it. Maybe we'll do the rest of it next year. Maybe. What do you think of that, Gabby? You like that idea? Yeah, she likes that idea. Yeah. Oh, that's Gabby. Yeah, she lives out here. She's also a nudist. Oh, yeah, see? Yeah. So you would think you would get used to it after a while, but nope, I turn around and I'm like, what are you doing in there? I mean, don't you ever get out of the car? Oh, by the way, she doesn't have legs. So